So I figured I'd do a short video of the solar system that I'm putting together. So I'll go outside here so you can see my camper trailer. That's my house. It's got kind of a crappy shed slash greenhouse built onto it. It was free. Paid zero money for that thing. It had some problems, but you know, it's not bad for a guy who's broken his spine 5 times. And you know, I've got it out here in Mom's backyard. She lives up there in the house, but there's an old teepee. It's destroyed pretty much, but so I'm trying to get off grid so that I'm not using any more of Mom's power because I can't work anymore. So these are the solar panels I've got. There's 10 of them. 6 of them are actually going up at my dad's house. 4 of them are going up here. So I'm going to do like a 2S, 2P, two in series, and then, you know, 2 sets in parallel. They're 265 watts a piece, so I should have about 1,060 watts. Probably a little less because they're used panels. I got them from Santan Solar. I'm reconditioning batteries. I've got 4 done so far, and they're coming out amazing. These are just 6-volt deep cycle batteries. I've got 2 more out there ready to go. They still need reconditioned, and so the process for reconditioning them is pretty cool. You just drain the acidic electrolyte out, and like you got to beat the bottoms with a hammer. I use a soft hammer, I have a dead blow that it's part of my mechanic tools that I don't really use anymore professionally, but I still have all my tools. Anyway, so I beat the bottoms of them hard with a dead blow and loosen up all the sulfate that's collected on the bottom, and then shake them as hard as I can and dump out all the electrolyte, and I fill them with a solution of warm water and Epsom salt. So it's an alkaline electrolyte solution that you add them with. And then I hit them hard with about 40 amp charge for maybe 15-20 minutes or something. Hit them really hard with a charger to get them started, and then I settle on a 2 amp charge overnight with the alkaline electrolyte in them. And you can actually run these lead acid batteries with an electrolyte solution, but it's a weaker electrolyte, so you won't get as good a power. So I'm going ahead and once I have them charged up with the alkaline electrolyte, I'll beat the bottoms of them again and shake them again, try and get all the sulfate, shook loose and off the plates, and dump them out. And I dump them into the same container that I dumped the acidic electrolyte to neutralize it. And then I can, then it's a neutral. I'll test the pH with a little pH strip, make sure it's neutral, and then just dump it out in the yard. I mean, it's basically water at that point. Well, I dump it out where our burn pile is. Anyway. And then after that, I rinse them well with distilled water. Oh yeah, the solution that I make is I make it with distilled water because I don't want any impurities in the water. We have high mineral content in our water, so I've been using distilled water. I don't want anything getting in the batteries. And after I rinse them out with I'll beat the bottoms again. When I fill them full of distilled water, I'll beat the bottoms again, shake them well again, and rinse them out. Dump them out again, and then fill them with brand new acidic electrolyte. I'll show you some of that stuff. Well, here's one of the empties. This is just my garbage pile. I got to take it to the dump here soon. But that's the box it comes in. Brand new battery acid. So after I recondition the plates and get all the sulfate off of them, which is what the alkaline electrolyte does. So when you fill these suckers with an alkaline electrolyte and charge them hard, and then settle to a 2 amp charge overnight, what you're doing, and that is desulfating the lead plates. So these are old batteries that have been turned in for cores at Napa, and I get them for like $27 a piece, and they're coming out like brand new. Like the voltage on these is excellent. I could hook up a a voltmeter here and show you, but the voltmeter doesn't really tell you what capacity they have. I mean, you can charge a crappy sulfated battery up to charged voltage, but that doesn't tell you what their amp hour capacity is up to. And I've run these down a full cycle and then charged them up again. They're doing great. They're like brand new. They're like 300 and something watt hour batteries. They're great batteries. Anyway, eventually, so I have 6 now. There's 2 more that still need to be reconditioned. Eventually, I'm going to have an 8 battery bank, and I'm going to do four in series for 24 volts, and I'll have 2 sets in parallel. So I'll have a good amount of, it's going to be a 24 volt battery bank. So I'll have, I'll have a set of 4 in series, and then a set of 4 in series, because these are 6 volts, and then I'll parallel those together. And I'll have 4 of those panels, and on my computer here, I brought up the, let's see if I can look at it. That's the charge controller. I still have to get that. It's going to be like 200 and something bucks. It says 155 because it's not, I haven't selected the right one yet, but here. Going to that. No, the 40 amp one is like out of stock. Anyway, the 40 amp version is the one I'm going to get. I'll have to find a different one because apparently this place sold out of the 40 amp ones. And then, my trailer isn't all that big. It's, that's one end of it. That's the other end of it. I don't use a whole lot of power. I've got a fridge, a freezer. It's a drawing from one of my friend's kids. And, the microwave, which I don't use all that much. I've got a gas stove, so that's not a problem. I don't have to worry about having a 220. And my heat, right now I'm running on the propane heater that came stock with the stove. But as soon as I swap the motor in the blower, in this monster stove, it has a 220 blower in it. But I'm going to swap that motor over to a 110 blower motor. And then I can hook this sucker up. And that is, I've done the ductwork myself. I used to do HVAC work before I went to college to become a mechanic. I still got to button up the skirting there, but I did all the ductwork myself on it, and it's ducted in underneath the trailer. That is a central heating wood-fired furnace out of a huge house, and it's gonna be way more heat than I need in the wintertime for this camper. Oh, there's the dead glow up there, the hammer that I've been using to beat the batteries with. Alternator, random alternator from some project I did, just left it there. But yeah, that's my progress so far. I'm hoping that 4 of these panels will be enough that I don't need to get any more. If I do, I guess I will. But that's the progress I've made so far. I still have to, get a lot of wiring and bus bars, and I got to get a charge controller, and then I got to get a 24 volt to 110 inverter to come off the battery bank and power the house. And I'm just going to power it through like the shore power plug. And I'm hoping that that'll give me all the power I need. So that's that.